Hello and welcome back to Part 8 of the Delaware Tech Physics 111 Exam 1 Preparation and Practice Exam covering motion, also known as kinematics. In this section, we're going to start some of the horizontal kinematics problems, both the simplified and the more complex. So here we have a question that says, some species of bamboo can spread in one direction at a constant rate of 1.5 meters per year. All right, so some of the key words in here: in one direction at a constant rate. Well, constant rate is a constant speed or a constant velocity, and they specifically tell you in one direction. So velocity is constant. That means acceleration is zero, and that means if we want to do any calculations with this speed or velocity, we just need the simplified version of the formula, which we can write as velocity or speed equals distance over time, or distance equals velocity times time, or if you prefer the vector versions, which is instead of speed, we have velocity equals displacement over change in time. Not writing very well. Change in time, or displacement equals velocity times change in time. If I can squeeze that in there. Sorry. Okay, so that's what we use as a formula. And this particular question says, how fast is this spread? In other words, how fast is the speed or velocity in kilometers per year? Well, you're given a speed already, so you're not calculating speed, you're converting speed in one set of units to another set of units. So the speed in the formula, in the actual question, is 1 meter, 1.5 meters per year. 1.5 meters per year. That is your speed. That is your velocity. Okay. But they want it in kilometers per year. So what you're really doing is converting 1.5 meters into some number of kilometers. So we need to know what 1.5 meters is in kilometers. And we don't know what that is. It's some X number of kilometers. But we know the word kilometer, the K in kilometer, literally means 1,000, as in there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So we could rewrite this as 1.5 meters equals X times, instead of K, we'll write 1,000, and the M is still there, meters. Those cancel, and now X is just 1.5 divided by 1,000. And if you can't do that in your head, you can use a calculator. 1.5 by 1,000 just moves the decimal place over 3 positions. So X is 0.0015. So our speed, which was written as 1.5 meters per year, can also be written as 0.0015 kilometers per year. The year doesn't change. And that's our speed. That's how fast the spread is in kilometers versus years. And we'll keep that in mind. I'm going to scroll down. These numbers will disappear when I scroll down. And the next question says, how far can the bamboo spread in one direction in 7 years? Well, we know from the previous problem that our speed or velocity is 0.0015 kilometers per year. That's how many kilometers in 1 year. So if we want it for 7 years, we just multiply it by 7. But if you can't use logic to calculate that, just use the formula that you know. How far, that's a distance or displacement. Distance equals speed times time, or displacement equals velocity times change in time, whichever you prefer. They behave the same way in the formula. We know the distance is equal to the speed or velocity, which is 0.0015 kilometers per year times the amount of time. Well, the amount of time is just 7 years. Years cancels years, and we're left multiplying to get our distance or our displacement, this number times 7. And with the calculator, you find out that that's equal to 0.0105 kilometers. Not a great distance. It's a little more than 1/100th of a kilometer. All right, and the last part of this question says, how long will it take bamboo to spread in one direction by 3 kilometers? Well, if this is the distance it traveled in 7 kilometers, that's not very far. We know this is going to be a big number. So we again use the formula we're familiar with. Distance equals speed times time. And now we know the distance and we know the speed. The speed is the number we calculated in the first part of this problem. The distance is given to us, so now we're just calculating time. So we plug these in. We know it's 3 kilometers is our distance, equals our speed of 0.0015 kilometers per year, and we have an unknown time. So time is just this number divided by this number. We divide both sides by 0.0015 kilometers per year. So we end up with 3 kilometers divided by 0.0015 kilometers per year. And that's our time. That's our time. Whoops. That didn't work out very well. I'll cross that out. That's our time. And if we plug this in a calculator, we get our number, which works out to an even 2,000. And when you divide kilometer by kilometer per year, you get years. Now, I know that's kind of tricky to figure out the units, but your only unit of time, and you know it's time, it says how long, that's time. The only unit of time we've used in this problem is years, so it's going to be in years, and our answer is 2,000 years.